thought he did something worse than that, like the Pee Wee
Oh,
Herman thing.
no, 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 no. But when they caught that tweet that day, Dan Amos, the CEO of Aflac, fired Gilbert Gottfried that
Oh,
day. It didn't
wow.
matter what contract was in place, he was gone because what he
Wow.
said was so offensive in Japan, and so they let
Wow.
him go. Hey everybody, we're
Yay.
glad you're here. I am traveling, and you might notice it from the name I put on tonight. I am Jeff Waco Wacko tonight.
Waco, Waco, Wacko.
Well, I'm a Waco Wacko tonight because tomorrow is actually my wife's birthday, so we came to Waco a day early,
Yay.
and tomorrow we're going to have lunch with John David Mann, and we're going to the book signing. He's
That's
doing a book
awesome.
signing at a Waco bookstore, and we're going to support that. And
I'm so jealous. You better do the air guns with him.
I will, but I'll tell you, this is from Lisa Wilber.
Yeah. If he forgot who I am, you can, show him my picture or
He
something.
doesn't forget who you are. He likes you.
Hey, Teresa and June are on. Yay. The
Everybody,
air
I
guns.
am on my phone. I will not see your comments tonight, so
Oh,
Lisa's
yeah.
going to have to say hi for both of us.
Teresa was with me when I got the air guns from John.
Teresa,
Oh,
was it as impressive as it sounds? It sounds like it was.
it was fun. She was sitting there when the bookstore owner was sitting next to me, and yeah, Peg's on too. Peg
Hey,
said, "Hi, kids."
Peg.
Penny's on, so yay! Hey, Penny.
I'm excited. I'm going to get to see Peg in person in 2 weeks.
Well, and Peg, the minute I got done that call from Avon Corporate about upgrading my room, I called Peg because he's my room. Peg's my roommate, so we're gonna have an awesome room, right?
By the way, you're probably noticing I forgot my coffee cup on the
Oh,
script. So
jeez. Yeah, your coffee looks a little weak.
I always have my coffee weak like this.
Oh,
So what's happening in
glory.
New Hampshire today?
Well, I've actually got hey, Maureen, the play people were 2 weeks out from the play performance. And of course, this is the time, if you've ever worked on something like that, you'll know this is the time where everybody's panicking because there's little holes in the dike, right?
Crunch time.
We just found I was short one cast member all this time.
Wow.
Right. And I finally got one of the people, it's a kid's role, and one of the kids from last year's production stepped up and saved us. So he's joining the cast, but now he's missed a lot of rehearsals, but luckily he's only got 2 lines. So
Should be able
it's
to do
just a matter of where he's going to be standing.
I was about to volunteer. Well, I was about to say, why don't you talk to the producer to get the producer to fly me up to do that role? But then I remember you're the producer, so I'd be asking a friend to fly me up, and that won't happen.
Well, and hey, you're young looking, but the roles for a 15-year-old,
I can
dream
pass the
on.
15. All I have to do is get the little box of Just for Men. Maybe I might have to shave this off and I'd color this white because when I was 15 and I tried to grow a mustache, it was white hair
Really?
across here. Yeah, it was
Wow, at
terrible.
15?
Well,
Wow.
it wasn't a good mustache. Oh, in 1976, I was 16 years old. And it was the bicentennial year. And for those youngsters who love us, you won't have any clue what I'm talking about, but they did a big celebration. And a lot of people were growing beards to look like they were from 200 years ago or 200 at that time anyway. But, and so I decided at 16 I was going to grow a beard. Well, I could grow a beard now. I mean, I just keep this part. I'm a little thin there, but I can grow a full beard. I used to have one for years. But at that time, not so much. And I had a little thin strip right here that was mostly skin, but a little bit of hair coming in. And then I had a little white, very thin mustache. Well, I got the bright idea that I would get some mascara. And I would do that little thing right here, so I'd make my mustache darker because I thought that would make me look more mature.
You didn't get waterproof, did you?
No, I did not, and I played tuba in the band, and so I've got it like that, and I go up to the band rehearsal, and then all of a sudden I look, and it's all over that, and then I looked in the mirror, and there was none here. There's a word for that, by the way. That psychologists have a technical term for that. It's called dumbass, and that's what I want to say.
Well, that's pretty good. Oh, Scott. Yeah, Scott's trying to get me to tell him the Goldilocks rule, but
No, he tried to get me to tell it too, and I wouldn't tell him.
green room,
Green
Scott,
room,
green
Scott, green
room.
room. Hey, Scott, is Scott going to DC? Scott, are you going to DC? I can't remember.
No, Scott's not going to DC.
Okay,
But Daniel Herrera is. We'll see him. I'm trying to think of who all you know. Well, Molly and Lee are going.
right, right.
Teresa and her husband are going. Grumpy, and
Are they going
Scola.
to promote it in their team and get them up there and all that too?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's
Good.
going to be hundreds. Usually, there's about 5,000. I don't know. I haven't heard what the count is,
Right.
but in San Antonio, there was about 5,000. I
That's
think.
right. This is the equivalent meeting that I drove down to San Antonio. We had lunch
Yes.
that day, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
and you came after it ended, so
Right.
the number of people you saw was only the ones that stayed an extra day. So we're going to see plenty of people.
I'm looking forward to this. I really am. I'm excited that we're doing it, and
No, it's
it's
going
going
to
to
be
be a good
fun.
trip.
It's,
I thought seriously about bringing a coloring book with blue hair and say, can we at least sell the coloring book? But I didn't.
no, don't worry. This is going to be fun no
I'm
matter what.
excited.
So I want to. What did I have? I have stuff to tell about stuff coming up. You want
Okay.
to talk about your book project first?
Sure, if you want me to.
Yeah.
I have finished the first draft on a parable that I'm co-authoring with someone that I'll reveal that later. And
Oh, and it's awesome. I'm on chapter 6. It really is
you
really
like it?
good. Yeah,
Thank you.
I do like it a lot. Yeah.
Well, I'm loving the story. I'm doing the thing now. One of the things that I've learned from John David Mann, who is my hero. I want to be John David Mann and Bob Burke when I grow up. It's just what I want. But one of the things I learned from John is once you write it, then you start reducing it. You start, like the new parable is 38,000 words, which is a little shorter than Blue Hair, but still a little bit long for a parable. It's almost in the novella range, which Blue Hair really was a novella. But he said once you get that, then you start reducing it down. You start contracting it, and he was teaching me some things in our class, and so I liken the process to that point when you're cooking a sauce, like for spaghetti or anything, as you get all
Mhm.
the ingredients in there, and then you get them going, and then you just let them simmer, and you just keep stirring it and letting them simmer, and by the time you use it, it's going to be 2/3 of the volume, but it's going to be intense, and so that's the process I'm going through now. I'm basically trying to uh, bring it down a little bit and take out some extraneous words. So I've learned so much from John in this class already. It's amazing to me. But my co-author loves the story. He's already been very complimentary about it. Uh, Doors are opening because of what you and I did, and he's helping open doors too. There's another big name that he's connecting me with that we might be able to do something, and then I'm working on a novel. I've already decided on my next 3 projects,
Oh, nice.
including we will do a sequel. Everybody, we will do a sequel to Blue Hair, probably in 24. We'll see. It depends on
Oh, and it's going to
Lisa.
be shocking. There's going to be a twist.
It's going to have green room scenes. I'm kidding.
There's going to be a twist. Plot twist. Plot
Twisted.
twist. Plot twist. Yeah, it's plot twist. um, though, I did want to say here for those of you that are thinking about doing a book, that is one thing I've got coming up too. Is I'm doing one of those compilation books with this lady. It's the same for the Avon people. It's the view from the top ish. They call those anthology books, or they have another name for them. But I recommend doing that if you can get into one. And I think we have recommendations for people doing stuff like that if you don't have one.
Right.
Matter of fact, Scott Easterday is going to be in one that I'm in also with Robert Peterson.
Good. And
So
if it's there's some women. I know Christy Rufino is
she
putting
does them
one
too.
together,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's a great way if you're wanting to start writing and get books going that you can be proud of and all that. It is really a great way to do that.
Well,
I'm go
go
ahead.
ahead. And I wanted to plug what you and I did, because the reason this worked out so well for me is because I'm not that kind of writer. You are, but I was able to do what I like, what I think I'm good at is the promotion part.
And you're doing a
So
wonderful job.
Well, that was fishing for a compliment I did right there, but sorry.
Well, you are direct sales legend, Lisa Wilber. So
Oh yeah, say that a couple more times, please. Anyway.
that's gonna be the next Zazzle thing I order for you. It's gonna have the blue hair logo.
God.
It's going to have the blue hair
Holy
logo,
shit.
and it's going to say direct sales legend Lisa M. Wilber. So
Now, the only thing is, now I know what you're going to do, because this happens when we do the meet and greets. That we're going to have one or two people that have never met me that like have a big giant reaction, and then all my friends make fun of me for a week afterward. And now I know you're going to do it too. So,
you know what? The part of our goal with this was
oh, I know, right?
part of our goal on this was to give you an additional vehicle to do that, and so this is perfect. And when I see it, I'm not going to give you a hard time. I'm going to be glad because I know it's part of the process, and I could not be more thrilled with how you market the book. You know, you can write a great book, but if nobody knows about it, if nobody makes the magic happen after that, it doesn't go around. And this book is getting so much traction right now, and it's. I'm going to get us into Ingram Sparks pretty soon, and that gets us into all the small bookstores and libraries that want us, and it's
Well,
it's a good thing.
why I wanted to say it is because a lot of people are sitting here listening to this and listening to the replay who are thinking they can't write, which I thought that too. And I'm glad at the beginning I didn't say, you know what, I don't know how to do that. I'm not gonna, and not tell you, and just
Right,
turn down because I knew I couldn't write. Instead,
right.
I thought, well, whatever he wants to do, I'm in, because you're what, insurance sales legend? No, it
No
was.
one's ever referred to me as that before.
And no, but Bob Burr calls you the sales legend.
He does. He does.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, when he did his uh, conversations with legends, I was his first guest, so that
Yes.
was pretty fun.
Right. But that's one of the reasons I said in my mind, yeah, if he ever comes to me wanting to do a project, I'm in. I'm in. So
I'm
that's
glad
why
that dog's not coming in the corners of the screen, so I go.
oh. I even had to send you that on a card. Did you
You
like
did.
that? Yeah, the plot twist thickens.
Twisted.
I'm at home. I'm at home though. I'm not
I
leaving
see.
until we get done, and then I'm leaving.
Got a meeting.
I got a meeting. Yeah, I got
That's
a
right.
meeting.
But one of the things this collaboration is a little bit different than ours. We took your lessons, and granted, we worked some of my sales training in there too, but it was primarily your lessons, and then I kind of gently worked my stuff into the storyline. And with this one, it's a parable and it's a great story, but it truly has equal teaching from both of us.
I
And he's someone that is
I
really
can,
good at what he does. So.
you know, what's funny is I can, because I know both of you to a point that some of the stuff, like you always say, my pleasure, we all do now, and you put that in the book. Some of that
Right,
stuff is like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
right,
Right. That's kind of neat. You know, the other thing that's going to be interesting for me to watch is because you and I made decisions about our book together, and sometimes I influenced you to do it differently than you wanted to,
right.
and now you're going to do a different way. And if it turns out you were right, I'm going to feel like an idiot. Like the not go with the publisher thing,
Right.
and then you're going to go. So if that ends up being really awesome and I talked you into not doing that, I'm going to feel like an idiot.
Please do not, Lisa, because here's what's happened. Number one, the book we produce is as good as any traditionally published book anyway. Everything from the front cover to the back cover, it's solid, and it's getting noticed, and which was part of what my interest was in this. And you and I talked about that early on. I hope we make a lot of money on the book, and I think we will. But the truth is, it's about two things for me. I want to see people like yesterday. We were on a call yesterday, everybody, the Go Giver Success Alliance call that we do. And Jason Jang, who is just a genuinely good young man. Just everybody's a young man to me. I have no idea how old he is, but he's a really good guy.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he held up the book in the middle of the call and was talking about one of the rules and how it had totally changed what he was doing, changed his career. And it literally brought me to tears. And of course, it doesn't
Oh,
take much. You can, my children can sneeze
that's
on
true.
stage and I'll cry, but it's true.
The
It
rule
did
of
that.
naughty.
The
He
rule
likes
of
the
naughty is
rule
his
of
favorite
naughty.
rule.
He says it
That's
back.
right.
Right. He's
But
hilarious.
so that, and I want that out of the situation. But I was felt like, okay, this is going to help me in my writing career too, as far as that part. And it's done every bit of that and more. So I've got, I'm so happy that I got to work with direct sales legend Lisa Wilber.
Well, and I think I'm going to be able to learn from you guys doing it and seeing what the difference was, you and I doing it, than what you're going to do with your other co-authors, so that when we do the sequel, we could either, whichever worked out best, we could do.
Yeah, but I may not have told you this. My current co-author and I, we made the decision to self-publish.
Oh,
We did. His
nice.
platform is so strong that it's
Oh, nice.
it should be good, and then I'll still get us in all the places like I did. I'll still produce the book and the audio book and all of that, and it will, and then I'll get us in Ingram Sparks pretty quickly too. So it should be fine.
Oh,
But
that's awesome.
we've made that decision. That's how we're going to go. 'Cause I said, would you rather it this way or that way? And we made the decision together. Now, my novel that I'm doing next, I do want to do that through traditional, because fiction works, I think, best through traditional. But I don't know. I don't have enough experience at that. But the and then I've already decided on the next one after that too. I'm going to do a recurring
Oh,
character, kind of like what John's doing.
oh, nice. Yeah, it's just fascinating to me to watch how this is all unfolding, because at the beginning I knew nothing about any of it, and now I
Oh,
just know what we did, and now we're going to have the layer of knowing what you do with the other people,
right.
and I'm in the lucky spot where I was your first one, the co-author thing, so anything you and I do after this is going to benefit. What are you?
Keep talking. I'm just listening and
Will you stop it? You're wrong, mister. Okay, so anything you and I do for projects is going to benefit the first book that we did.
it will. It will benefit
It
every single
doesn't,
book every
right.
time. That's like with
And
the unexpected tour guide. I sold several thousand copies the first year, but then books just tend to trail off. But when we did Blue Hair, it drove up sales of the unexpected tour guide too.
and that happened with my earlier books. I don't None of them are in print anymore, so I've showed you before, but you
You
didn't
have.
know when it was all going on. But Marketing Ideas for the Wild at Heart, when that came out, I sold them in the back of the room in my thing. And then
Right.
as that was going down, I came out with the second one, which made the first one go up again. And so when it all was said and done, I sold way more of the first one than any of the others, because
Right.
right, they'd find me and go get the first one first. Lori Walsh says, hey,
Hey,
Lori, she's on
Laurie.
from Cape Cod. And oh, Janet Leonard's from Ireland's here. Yay.
Hey,
And Peg said, go give her Success Alliance all the way.
way to
Yes,
go.
indeedy. And
Hey,
Lori Walsh says, blushometer. The blush. No,
hey,
it's like taking it out. Toing.
what's the temperature in Ireland right now? I'm at over 100 degrees. It's like what, 7 o'clock, almost 7 o'clock at night here in Texas, and I'm over 100 degrees still. What's the temperature like in Ireland right now?
And she's going to give it to you in Celsius, though, the only thing.
Oh, I'm not good at math.
Right.
Wait.
I usually have to ask my friend on the wall what, I don't want to the echo, well, the Amazon thing. So Lisa, Facebook user, which I don't know who you are, says, can we get your books anywhere? Just not my early ones. Oh, it's 12 Celsius. So let me see. I don't
That's
know if I can
probably
get,
about 50 or 60 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm guessing.
oh, okay. That's
Because Celsius goes from 0 to 100 being 32 to 212, and from freezing to boiling.
oh, okay.
And so I would guess that's about 50 or 60 degrees.
Oh, it's
Much better
midnight
than the
there.
197 degrees I think it is out there now. When you walk out on the parking lot and you feel your shoes sticking to the pavement, it's kind of
Oh,
hot.
yeah. I hate that.
That's
Peg says
it,
it's 97 in Maryland. Yeah.
that's hot for Maryland.
Up here, it's not that hot. It's almost 90, but it feels like soup, like it's thick
Yeah,
soup.
that's the way
Yeah.
it is in Houston all the time. Houston, Texas is the home of the air you can wear. I'm telling you, it's just it always is.
I'm really glad I had to get the recharge done on the van. I didn't I hadn't done it for so long and it was blowing hot air. And I
Yeah.
finally went in and it wasn't that much money. It was like $100. Like, why didn't I do that sooner? What the
I can't
heck?
get anybody that'll do mine for $100. They want to run complete system checks, and I say no. I just want you to put Freon in it,
Yeah,
and
recharge.
it's hard to do it. So.
Yeah. Lori says we have 87 degrees, 75% humidity. She's down on the Cape. We are now the shark hotspot of the world, really.
Chumming the
Pretty
water,
funny.
chumming the water.
Okay, so let me talk about one other thing here. I'm going to be doing a book with Deb Drummond. This book is awesome, 22. So if you have an opportunity to be in a compilation book, definitely do that. For me, what my strategy has been, when we had that like 3 year of lag time there, I got out of my regular strategy. And now I've got to get back in. And that was, I always have something coming down the pike every 6 months. So I've got that book coming out with Robert Peterson. This is next year, I believe. The Robert Peterson one's going to come out first. And everything yet you do layers itself. So anything I do after the blue hair book is going to benefit that because I'm going to be on stuff with blue hair. I mean,
Yep.
It's awesome. And like I said on the Go Giver, it's funny. I reset. I must have had a reset and I didn't even realize it. Restart. There it is. Restart. Because when people ask me, what do you do? I used to say, I'm the number 5 money earner in the country with Avon. I started selling when I was 18. I started there. And now I don't do that. I said, well, 2.5 years ago, and I do this story because it seems like this is where my story starts now. So
it's definitely where this chapter has started. So that's a
right,
good thing.
Right. The chapter called Buck Wild.
Green room.
Oh, I think Bib's on. Sup, Captain. He said, sup, Captain. He calls me
Bib.
Captain.
I look forward to meeting you guys.
And that was, there's going to be a big thing. That book that I'm doing with Deb Drummond and her group, that's in Canada. She has a big thing about International Women's Day, and I'm going to be speaking at that.
Good.
So that's coming up next year. I also have another project I'm in the works with, and it's with Peg hooked me up with Lowry Olafson, and he does brand songs. He's going to help me do a blue hair lady song for my brand.
I like it. You had that other song done about you when the Avon song of some sort.
Yeah, I was telling him about that. Yeah, so it was an Avon related song. This is going to be definitely a blue hair brand song. So that's going to be awesome.
What does it feel like to have your own brand? I like that.
Well, I don't want to say it in a way, but I feel like I've had my own brand all along.
Well, that's true. You really have.
I don't think. It's just that I tied that brand so closely with a well-known brand, and I'm trying to have it be a separate brand.
Right.
I guess that's how I'm looking at it.
That's part of the reason to co-author a book with anybody. That's exactly part of it. So you can establish your own. Yeah. As separate of an entity as you want to. I'm sorry, you were talking about more stuff, and I interrupted you. Go back.
No, that's right. But the song with Lowry is going to be interesting. And I think the other thing is the network marketing magazine, the co-branded magazine that I'm doing with George Maydew. Right. So I've got stuff in the hopper, and I think we all should have stuff in the hopper all the time. Yep. So the only thing, though, is I don't want so much stuff in the hopper that I can't say yes to stuff like the play. Right. Even though I tried to get out of that and they wrote me.
I wish I lived close enough to come to that. I really do.
What was funny is I wasn't going to do it, and I saw somebody else taking the job that I was supposed to be doing, but I don't think they understood what the job was. That makes me seem like I'm being picky, though. But
you know how to do things that other people could learn if they wanted to, but they certainly won't come up with it on their own.
Well, I think that the director of the play doesn't realize what he really needs is an assistant or a secretary or whatever you want to call it. They call that person a producer in Theaterland, I guess. But when you deal with him for any amount of time, you realize he needs an assistant.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm ending up doing, that function. And the reason I recognize the job is because I was somebody's secretary for years. So
Right.
I recognized the job and I went, wait a minute, he just needs somebody to be his secretary or whatever. And luckily they give you the name of producer so I can put it on my LinkedIn thing. Yay.
Right.
I wanted to show you this one thing because I think this is a good idea. I bet you might have done something like this. You remember that thing we were talking about with Jim Rohn about the art of exceptional living?
Mm-hmm.
That is one of my favorite things. So when my team members, in my Avon team actually, um, in 2018, a bunch of them earned a cruise. I was on it too. We
Right.
all went on the thing. And what I decided to do is you can have these little picture books made. So I had picture books made, and I had everybody take pictures. And all I asked them for was, I think it was their favorite picture, and then a picture with their name badge. And then I took all the pictures off of their social media, and they didn't know I was doing it. And then I had one book made, and it has all of the pictures in it.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
And so all of us got all of each other's pictures.
That's a good idea, Lisa. I like that.
But to me, why I said that about Jim Rohn is because, and see, I sprinkled in the name badges I asked them to send me. So all of their names are in it, all of their pictures are in it, and from the events and stuff. But,
So
but
that's a really thoughtful thing.
well, but that's the whole thing is I want it to be like what Jim Rohn says is an
Right.
experience. So
Right.
they have this still on their bookshelf. They look back and say, wow, that was an experience that we all had together.
Right.
And it's just not, and it was easy to make.
Right.
You just go onto some of these sites. I think this was, yes, I don't even know if this company's in anymore, but it's Snap. But they have ones now, different Snapfish, I think it is Snapfish,
Mhm.
but they're pretty easy to make. It does it for you. You upload the pictures and it puts them in there for you, and you
Right.
just have to sort them. But I think when you're thinking about doing stuff for your team or even for your customers, there's so much competition out there from not just other reps, other companies. It has to be an experience for people.
Right.
So I think my team members think that they are on a good team just because of small things like this.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, it's one of those things that if you want to lead a volunteer army at anything, and quite frankly, even if you're a sales manager for the company that everybody's on a salary and all that, they're still volunteer armies. They could go work somewhere else. But if you're doing that, if you can pack the experience with those positive emotional moments where it connects with them on that kind of level, plus there's a logic in what you're doing, it creates a bond that even if they don't keep doing it later, they'll still have that bond with you because you did that. I laugh about the times that I've been told by the guy that replaced that's the big manager over the Houston area with Aflac now that he talks about how you've been gone 9 years and your people still love you. Well, it's because of things like that.
Yeah.
And so it's a huge thing. I have to say two things because what you said reminded me of something, and if I don't remember to say it, it won't be said.
Oh, go ahead.
That's the way it works. Wait a minute, I need more coffee. Hang on.
Oh, God, yes, I knew that was coming.
But two things. First thing is I have gotten the name of a travel agent who is organizing a cruise for someone that I follow them. And I want to somehow, if we can get a survey out there to our followers, people that would be interested in
We
the
would do.
possibility, and I don't know how to work out or if it will work
Yeah.
out, but if enough people wanted to do it and they thought they would financially go ahead and do a cruise,
Yeah.
then maybe we'll do a Blue Hair cruise sometime in 2024. We'll see. But
That'd be
I've got a contact now that I know to go to. So that's part of it. So
Yay.
that's the first announcement. So everybody in the show notes or in the chat or on the website, whatever, just put in some comment to let us know if that's something you'd even be interested in. Because if you guys are interested, then it's something worth us doing.
It'd be
Uh,
fun.
yep. And then the second thing I want to say is I've just finished a book that's another one by John David Mann and Brandon Webb. And it's actually a topical nonfiction book. It's not a fiction book and it's not a parable. It's topical, but it's called Mastering Fear. I want to recommend that every single person that follows us gets this book because one of the biggest things that will hold somebody back in a sales career or in building a business like a direct sales business is the fear. The stuff that's, they may say no, they may not want to work with me, whatever, all that goes on. This book is the best thing I have seen yet about a very step-by-step plan to teach you how to master your fear.
Awesome.
So I'm going to recommend it.
I better read you some of these. Cynthia says, yes, it makes a difference for us. Thank you, Lisa. She got one of the books for the photo book. She also said, Jeff, wear that shirt to convention.
Okay, I will.
We matchy kind of. Well, I'm wearing blue something because I can't even wear clothes that don't match blue now.
Man, I'm catching hell for not having blue hair.
That's right. Weenie. No, lightweight.
I wonder if I can find a Willie Nelson wig and dye that blue and come with a Willie Nelson wig on.
I've got a regular wig. You're welcome to. Peg wanted to wear the wig, I think. So,
hey, if I start wearing a wig in Texas, I could get in all kinds of trouble. I'm just not going to do that.
Okay, so Teresa Staples said, count me in on the cruise. Cynthia says, yes, a cruise for sure. Mikyla, Mikyla. Mikyla. We went through this before.
Mikyla sounds right on that. Or I think it's Mikyla, not Michaela.
She said, oh, that sounds fun. Lori Walsh, I would love the blue hair cruise. And cool. Scott said the blue hair singles cruise. Peg says, let's go cruising. So, yeah.
There'd be a lot of meetings on that one, wouldn't there?
Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you. You're blowing my cover for tonight. Would you please?
What?
No,
what?
Yeah, right.
You're an important business lady. Business meetings have to happen. So that's good.
Yes, they do, don't they? Blush-o-meter.
Turnabout's fair frickin' play, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Good point.
I don't want to start that war. I know I will lose it.
That is correct. Oh, okay. It's Mikyla. No, that's right. Mikyla. She put in the comments, you got it right, Mikyla. Good. With I, like an I in the middle, Isla, right. Mikyla. Yeah,
that's what I thought it would be with a Y like that.
So that's what I wanted to show. And for those of you that are watching and you're going to convention to see us, if you don't have one of these, let me know and I'll send you one. It's an autograph card. I've mailed out about 100 of them, so I would be thrilled to send you one. But you got to let me know pretty quick because it needs time to get there. Blush-o-meter double platinum.
Hey, my hair is gray, but it's not quite platinum. Wait a minute.
Oh no, they're talking about the captain thing. Captain Platinum.
Platinum. Okay. Take double.
Let me tell you that little thing, and then we'll go because it's getting late. I've got stuff to do. But anyway, as a marketing thing, the platinum thing was because. When Avon changed their top of the pay plan, they used to be called senior executive unit leaders when I first made it. Then they changed it to national senior executive unit leader for what reason, I'm not sure. And then they just totally changed it to platinum, which Molly has a tattoo that says senior executive. So that is one reason I never tattoo company names, men's names, titles, none of those things. Yeah, none of those things go. The only thing that's even safe is maybe mom with no name. Right.
You could put Alex's name on there. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, that would work. Except even he has changed his name. So that's right. So I could put the kid. Right.
The kid.
That wouldn't change. Right. So, but anyway, so when something happens and it works from a marketing standpoint,
absolutely,
I go with it. So when they changed it to platinum, I had to requalify, and I missed it 2 campaigns in a row, which is a month, by a little teeny amount.
Ooh.
And when they first changed it, they made it really hard. So you had like 8 different qualifications that all had to happen simultaneously.
Right.
And I missed like $50 here and some little thing here. So when I finally did make it, I was so braggadocious that I had a little Bitmoji with a cape on it, and I said, "Just call me Captain Platinum," and it was supposed to just be a one-time funny thing,
Right.
and then people were using it and calling me the captain and Captain Platinum, and then what happened is we went to some Avon trip, and they introduced me as Captain Platinum on stage. From there, it did a life of its own. So, but if it starts to work, I go with it. So I
Absolutely.
started putting it on stuff.
Well,
It's even on my license plate and everything.
here I only have one request because you have so much spare time on your hands, right? Uh, if you ever want to make the hair on that little logo blue, that would be cool. Just saying.
Oh, now I
I'm
hadn't
just saying.
thought of that. Oh,
That way you don't
that
have
is
to change
very
it, but it has blue hair.
yeah, because I've been changing stuff as I find it to me being blue.
Right.
So yeah, I've been changing stuff, and I'm surprised how much stuff there is out there that needs
Right.
changing.
Right. Well, everybody,
Oh,
if they're not with Avon, if they just want to drive to see us in DC, they can, correct?
yes,
That doesn't get you in
absolutely.
trouble. Okay.
Yeah, if
Everybody,
you live anywhere near the National Harbor Gaylord Resort, come on by.
yeah,
And I'm gonna, if you go in the Blue Hair Brigade group, I'm gonna be posting the exact location as soon as I know it.
right.
And you can just come right in the hotel there and see us and not worry about that. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
wonder if we have to get permission to put up signs. Did you?
The
I know
rule of
you.
naughty. The rule of naughty. I'm not
Exactly.
sure it would help you to put up signs. When we've done this in the past, we were plenty busy enough without
Okay, so
having
then don't
signs.
mess with it. Then if that's the case,
Right.
then that's fine.
Yeah. And other,
I hope a lot of people bring their books and we get to sign everybody's book. That'll be cool.
yeah, that'd be awesome. Last time that's what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, we all stood there. I was so exhausted at the end of that.
Hey, are
But
you
of
going
course,
to
that was
sign with that
before.
blue pen that I sent you, or we're going to do Sharpies or what?
Oh, I think that's exceptionally cute that's a concern for you. But yeah, the blue pen, the blue
I'm just
pens.
a distraction tonight. You may have noticed.
No, I guess I used to have a real specific pen that I signed with, and
Right.
then I got over it. Now I sign with whatever anybody gives me. Half the time I'm signing in crayon and stuff. It's right. It's like,
Well,
well, there we yeah, let's go. Let's go.
we need to sign before we drink because it'll be all over the book if we don't.
Oh, yeah, well, let's not talk to Bib beforehand because we're doing shots with Bib, remember? Yeah,
We're doing
Bib
shots with Bib.
yeah, yeah.
All right, but we really do hope you guys show up in 2 weeks at the Gaylord National Harbor. It's going to be a good event, a good trip. You'll all get to see Lisa, which is the most important. I'll be there. We'll have fun. So it's
Well,
all
we're gonna
cool.
take pictures too.
Pictures too. Bring your
Everybody
cameras.
take
Do
pictures,
selfies
yeah.
and post them on every social media thing you have and
Oh, yeah,
hashtag it. Said the lady.
the
Said
blade.
the lady with the
Have
blue hair.
another
I
swig.
need more coffee and I'm out of
Yeah, have
coffee.
another swig there, bud. Yeah, there you go. But just think, everybody, you guys mostly know this, but I've only seen Jeff West. I have to say your name all at one time in my whole life, and that was a year ago in San Antonio. So
Right.
this is kind of like a historic event. So come on down and have a picture with us at
It's a
this
class reunion for you and I.
a class, a class reunion that's going to involve alcohol, evidently.
It did in high school for me, so what can I say? We got to get out of
Oh,
here. We love you guys. Thank you so much for all you do.
thank you.
Post your
Yeah, I love
Amazon
you, everybody.
reviews.
Mwah. We will
Don't
talk
forget
to you.
the blue.
Yeah.
Tell them real quickly that you're going to post what about the Blue Brigade? Not the Blue
Oh, yeah,
Brigade.
the Blue Brigade. The requirements are
True
up there.
Blue.
I have the blue, the True Blue Book Crew. The
Right.
True Blue Book Crew. I already posted the
It's hard to
requirements.
say after coffee.
The requirements, but not the perks that you get yet. I didn't post that yet because I got sucked into doing more play stuff, but that'll go up there pretty soon. I already know there's a bunch of people working on it. We don't have the first qualifier yet because some of the requirements have to take place in August.
Okay.
But I know like Janelle Bixler is going right after it. She's almost got them all. She just needs the August stuff. So that's going to be awesome to see how many people we have on the True Blue Book Crew.
All right. We got to go. I don't want to make you too late.
Yeah, me too.
Love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Love you, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Thank you.
Yeah.